Let's talk to Congressman Mike Turner. He's a Republican from the Buckeye State. I want to ask you, so the Senate seems to be cooking up a deal that would maybe include the extension of those Obamacare subsidies. That's billions of dollars in order to reopen the government. That's something a lot of Republicans don't want to do, and they want to see those subsidies expire. Is that something you could support?
Well, Chris, I mean, this shutdown, as you know, as you were just reporting, is unrelated, really, to the healthcare debate that Schumer is proposing. The House has sent over to the Senate a clean continuing resolution. Now, Schumer has chosen to cause this pain, to shut down the government for this healthcare debate at this time. They don't have a plan. The bill that they put on the Senate floor actually was over $1 trillion of additional spending that failed in the Senate. Now, this debate about what is to occur in healthcare and these additional subsidies, as everybody has said, this does need to be addressed. And certainly it impacts my state. And there are portions of these subsidies that do need to continue. They do impact families. There are ways in which this does need to be addressed. And I think this is an important debate. People have made a commitment that it should go forward. But this is completely unrelated. The fact that they have shut the government down in this, unfortunately, shows that they don't have a plan. They have caused this precipice to occur. And we're not really certain exactly what they're going to do next.
Okay. We got to go to foreign policy because I got to pick your brain. You're on the Armed Services Committee and you're the former chairman of the Intel Committee. So the president is sending Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner to put the finishing touches on a peace deal for Israel and Hamas. There seems to be a lot of progress here, but there's always the chance that Hamas is just playing for time. That has worked pretty well for Russia in keeping the United States at bay, but it didn't work well for Iran that got its nuclear facilities bombed. What do you make of where things stand right now?
Well, I think what's really important about the president's plan and what I think is occurring with both Israel and Hamas stepping forward is that there would be this ceasefire, but the next step is that there would be a governance structure in place. What has always been missing with respect to Gaza is an opportunity for governance. And that's what the president is looking to, is for the future, where there could be an opportunity both for peace for the Palestinians and peace for Israel. That opportunity for governance, for a structure that can look to the future, I think is what really is the vision that both sides, I think, sees in the president's plan.
Okay, you are just back from Ukraine, and it sounds to me like you are more convinced than ever of the necessity for Congress to pass some very strict sanctions on Russia. And I want to talk about that proposal. But while you were there, Russia continued to try to expand the conflict into the rest of Europe as drones harass air travel in European capitals, and Russian aircraft brazenly enter NATO airspace. You worked with NATO. You're closely connected to all of this. What is going to happen there?
Well, what's important, what we're seeing is that because Ukraine has implemented such unbelievable innovation in their anti-drone technology and their air defenses, Russia is sort of bypassing Ukraine and is now testing the air defenses of the NATO countries. And we're seeing it in Romania, we're seeing it in the Baltics, and in those areas, they do not have the advanced technology that Ukraine has been able to develop. And so we're seeing the needs for that anti-drone, that air defense technology in those surrounding nations to be able to adapt to this new warfare that Russia is implementing in this drone technology. But what's really important about these sanctions is we're going to have to be able to impact the economy of Russia. Lindsey Graham's and Brian Fitzpatrick's bills in the House and the Senate gives us the ability to impact the production of munitions that is occurring in Russia that's allowing them to bombard, both with drones and traditional munitions, really the civilian population, the murderous aggression that Russia is doing to Ukraine. Our ability to impact, their ability to sell their oil, to sell energy, is the only way really to bring this to a head, to show that there is going to be a cost to Russia for continuing this murderous aggression.
So you mentioned Senator Graham. When I hear Senator Graham and other Republicans talk about the sanctions, it's about empowering President Trump to confront Russia. but I think the president already has the power if he wants to use it. Is this really more about pushing the president to take a harder line with Russia?
Well, the House has led before. The House led in the issue of even providing lethal weapons. You'll recall in the Obama administration, Poroshenko famously came to the House floor and said, "I can't win a war with blankets," where the Obama administration was only providing blankets. This really, I think, would be a strong statement of strong support for the House and the Senate for the president to take this step, which would send a strong signal to Russia that the president would have full support to do secondary sanctions against China, against India, against the EU and others that might buy Russian oil or Russian energy, knowing that Russia's economy is going to pay the price.
Okay, last thing. The administration notified members of Congress that the president has determined that a state of war exists between the United States and transnational drug cartels. That's to explain why he's ordered the Navy to kill suspected drug runners on the high seas. But when the administration asserts domestic authority against these gang members, it's on the grounds that they're an extension of the Venezuelan government. I am very confused. What in the world is going on here, and why isn't Congress more involved in this?
Well, Congress has begun to receive notifications from the administration, and we've begun to ask the questions as to give us the legal authority, the legal justification in which these actions are being taken. And we have not been receiving full descriptions or justifications. We've been receiving information about the intelligence that's being used to ascertain who is involved and the logistics, if you will, of what is occurring, but not really the full assessment of the legal justification of these. Congress is involved. Congress in classified sessions are beginning, we're asking these questions, and there are concerns on Capitol Hill. One thing is for certain, these cartels, the drug trades impact American lives and it impacts America. This is certainly very, very serious, both in the legal justifications, the legal issues that are involved, and of course, American lives. And Congress is involved.
Okay, America, if you were one of the fans who helped the Dayton Dragons minor league baseball team set the record for the longest stretch of sold-out home games, you would know him already. But if you don't, there he is, Congressman Mike Turner. We
Chris,
thank you.
Thank you for that.
You bet,
cool.
you bet, you bet.